Hey folks, welcome to verifiedinvesting.com. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Now, in today's video, we're going to touch on a few different things. Number one, oil tagged my massive resistance between $87 and $88 a barrel. I gave you guys a heads up literally a week plus ago that oil was likely going to go there. And I even said I would be shorting oil at that level. And that's exactly what I did. So right now, oil's pulling back. I'm going to go over the chart and talk about downside potential targets. And also, listen, it could break through, but the probabilities favor a pullback off this level. Next, I want to look at the semiconductors. The semiconductors have bounced beautifully. I want to show you how I analyze where to exit my shorts, which I did recently on the semis. And then when I flipped some into longs, where would the targets be? A little hint here, it goes into the Fibonacci Retrace tool, a simple tool that everyone has access to on their platforms. I'm going to show you the numbers I look for on that. All right, we'll touch on a few other things as well as the markets are floating in to the major earnings from Alphabet, IBM, which is going to be interesting because they warned recently. So we're going to see if it's as bad as it was made to be by the stock dropping 25%. And then we'll also look at ServiceNow, which is a software play that has been hammered, and also Tesla after hours with Texas Instruments. So it's a power-packed session today. Let's jump right into the charts. Here's the oil chart, right? And again, so number one, I gave you a month plus ago when we were falling. I said, guys, when it gets to the gap fill, that's the buy. And I bought it. Now, I wish I held it all the way up to here, but once we got into this 78 to 79 range, that was where I took profit. So it was a good gain, about 10+%, but I could have gotten more. And that's generally the way it is. I very rarely buy the exact lows or exit at the exact highs, just because, again, I'm playing it more conservative. I want to hit singles and doubles. When you try to swing for a home run, if you guys know baseball, what do the home run hitters generally do? They strike out more. In this game, I hate striking out. Striking out means a loss, sometimes a big loss. And so I'm much more apt to just singles and doubles, over and over, rinse and repeat. I want to go to the Hall of Fame by doing that. Okay, home run hitters, more power to you if you're able to do it. I strike out a lot when I try. All right, so we know that oil again went up into this range. Look at the chart and how it behaves. We had resistance. Well, this was former support, right? So hit it, bounced, hit it, bounced, hit it, bounced, hit it, bounced. One last time, and we broke down. Remember, once this support level gets broken, it's resistance. It's classic technical analysis right there. And that is why I initiated my short today using the USO. So I'm already up on that trade. We'll see if it continues to pan out. Downside conservative target is going to be a back for a move back down right in this $79 to $78 range. Now, eventually, do I think it's going here? Yes. I even think it's going below, but for it to really sell off below that 67-ish level, which was that former gap fill, you're going to have to see a weakening economy in the U.S. If you get a weakening economy, then it should really see a drawdown. All right, now let's get into STX, guys, here. This is a fascinating chart because it's easy for me to teach this tool to you and show you how I traded it. Before I do that, just a reminder, guys, YouTube, my premium YouTube right here. In fact, I'm likely going to get out a members-only video today or tomorrow with exclusive content just for members on YouTube in Gareth's Top Squad. But in the very least, I get out 1 to 2 every week just for those members, and a discount code every weekend that if you use even one discount a month, you're basically covering the cost and then multiples of that. That's my really way of giving back. You show support to my YouTube channel. I give you a discount that if utilized even one of the 4 a month, you make back multiples of what, again, the $10 a month costs. All right. So let's talk about this, guys. Seagate Technology. So when I look at a bull run and I say, okay, it's getting extended, when it pulls back, how do you know in general how far it's going to pull back? And part of that is looking at technical levels. But the other one is understanding that when you get a pullback from a massive bull run, it's going to go 1 to 2 places. The 50% fib retrace or the 618 fib retrace. Those are my 2 favorite retrace levels. And the reason that is used is because it's generally what the subconscious is going to associate with being a buyable pullback. And so what I do here is simply put, we see our bull run really started here, March 30th. Remember, that was the stock market low this year when we had the sell-off because of the Iran war starting and oil spiking higher. And essentially, if we take a fib tool, and that's right in here, it's Fibonacci on TradingView, and we go up to this high and we stretch it across. So I'm keeping my cursor at the high, but I'm just stretching the line across. That's where it goes up to. We noticed that this pullback, so the bull run, so you take your low of the start of the bull run to your high, the pullback is your 50% fib retrace. Now, it could go as low as the 618, but when you have such a bullish sector that has been on fire in essentially a dot-com like bubble, it's likely going to be around the 50% retrace. And then in addition, what you do is you look for, well, also you had this one pullback. If we take that and we just draw a trend line across right into there. So you had two factors right there giving us that level. All right, so that's where I exited on a short that I had on STX with smart money stocks and ETF members. Now, the question is, on a bounce, how high can the bounce go? And this is where we use the Fibonacci tool again to decipher this. Now, when you've been in a bull run, in general, when the buyers come back, it's going to be the likely 618 because it's a bigger bounce to the 618 versus the 50%. And so when I'm looking here to say, okay, well, how big of a bounce are we going to get? So let's take away those fibs. Now we're going to do a new fib from this high to this low right here. We'll stretch it across. Now, what's interesting is look at the bounce today, right to the 50% fib level. Now, you could say that's a good level to start shorting. And by the way, it's already pulled back a hair off of that. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little wick up there that went right to the 50% level. But in general, I still think this will go higher. And the reason why on a pullback did I only look around the 50% level? And let's go back and show that. So here we take this low again at the beginning of the bull run this year, and we go to the absolute high here. We stretch it across to that high. And this is your 50%. So the reason why this pullback is more shallow than the bounce will be to the 618 is in general because people are still robustly bullish on the semiconductors. The narrative is still intact. Therefore, the pullback is going to be only to the 50% versus the lower 618, and the bounce will be likely to the 618 Fibonacci retrace. Let's do that now from this high. All right, because again, the bullish sentiment. So listen, there's always a chance it only goes to the 50% here, but I think it's going to go here. All right, at least to this 975 level, and that'll be where I start my trade. Now, there is a gap fill above. So again, we have to be cognizant that maybe it trades all the way up to the 1025 level here, but this would be where I start my short position on a 618 retrace. And you could do this with all the different players out there. I mean, you can go through other plays. If we look at MRVL, by the way, this I actually played as a long trade off of this level. And look at the beautiful bounce. But on MRVL, so number one, let's do a Fibonacci retrace, right? So where do we start it from? You could start it from here, I would say, right? You could also start it from here. So, I mean, they're pretty close. But let's do it from here and just see what happens on that chart. This one actually went down to the 618. But look, right to the 618. Now, what's fascinating here is it also coincided right with that support level. So when I bought this in smart money stocks and ETF levels with members, the reason I did it, you have two factors: 618 Fibonacci retrace, and you also have that key pivot point with a gap fill. And so it's all about stacking these. So that's amazing that this one fell that much. Now, to be fair, you had STX that had pulled back on really, the run-up had been legit. I would argue that MRVL was due for a bigger pullback to the 618 because it got the extra push up. This rally here, let me get rid of the fibs. This from here to here was because Jensen Huang basically came out and said, oh, this is going to be the next $1 trillion stock. So that's speculation versus STX is specifically running up on demand, earnings, revenue numbers, etc. You see how I'm making that out to be, where the Marvell MRVL drop was a little bit more robust to the 618 versus the 50% because it was up on a little bit more hot air versus STX. I think that's fascinating. Now, on a bounce level, what are we looking for here? Well, potentially, if we're looking here, All right, so the 50% level. Now, this is where I would start to isolate down. Now, because this was a bigger pullback to the 618, I'd probably be looking and the fluff. Notice what I'm doing here. All right, this is important, guys, really important. So what we're doing here is we're looking and saying, okay, well, we know in general, if I'm going to short this, I'm looking anywhere between the 50% to the 618. So somewhere in this vicinity. Then I say to myself, and you guys may be looking at this with me on the chart in this video, I'm saying, okay, well, where's the key level? Like what matches up? Does the 618 match up with a level more, or does the 50%? Look at this right there. So this pulls back to the 618. The bounce, I'll start shorting this right there because you have two factors. Now, listen, if it goes here, I can add to it at the 618 as well, but that's really what we're looking at here on the charts. All right, so I just wanted to give you some color on when you get these really massive longer-term moves, when you finally crack, look for that 50% retrace, maybe 618, depending on why the stock is up. Is it up on some fluff or is it legit like STX? And then also once the bounce comes in, you do another Fibonacci retrace from the drop pullback and look for that 50 to 618 retrace. Very cool stuff. So simple, so simple, but it works. And that's what I like to show you guys on the charts. All right, lastly, just listen, this video is getting long, but anyways, the S&P 500 today, you know, we're just hovering in this range. We're up a little bit on the S&P, even with oil up today, but part of that is oil's pulling back off those highs. And really a lot of optimism going into earnings this afternoon in the after hours. We also have the Fed next week, so we're going to have Fed speak. And again, the markets, as long as the semis were open sharply lower today, but they've mostly all recovered and gone green. Because why? Well, because the bounce hasn't hit the 50% or 618 on almost any of these names, right? And we can even just do that real quick. I'll just do that on SanDisk. So where's SanDisk likely going to go? By the way, SanDisk never got down to this level. That's going to be my next target to the downside, but it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, well, it bounces where it bounces. How high does it go? You're probably looking at $1,840, maybe $1,900. So somewhere in this vicinity is where I would have the confidence to pull the trigger on a short on SanDisk. All right. So just interesting on that. Lastly, I just want to mention, guys, as always, you guys know, these videos are sponsored by the Rumble Wallet. Rumble Wallet, fantastic, guys. They are a sponsor, so they pay us. But also, listen, once they came to me, I started to download. I downloaded the Rumble Wallet, and I have it right here. And I started using it for my swing trades on crypto and for gold. And gold, speaking of which, I'm not covering gold today. Maybe I'll cover it tomorrow, is up against a major resistance level. So heads up on that. But again, if it breaks out, I'll be buying a little long on gold for a swing trade to the upside. So I'm watching gold majorly, as well as silver, but silver's got a little bit more work to do. But Rumble, listen, it is easy to buy and sell on your phone. Click, click, click. $2 billion plus market cap company. So it's a big company. And again, you can use credit card, debit card, MoonPay is involved. Easy to do all of this stuff. And so I do thank Rumble for being a sponsor. Please check it out, download it. If you use the code VERIFIED5, they'll just put $5 in stable coins in there for you. So use that code VERIFIED5, and the QR code's there, or the link is in the description of this video. Go have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you learned something in the Fib tool analysis today. I will talk to you soon. Take care.